Hello and welcome to another episode of Vedic Astrology with Renu. The sun and the moon are the hero and the heroine and the main drivers of the hero's journey. All the other planets, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, and the nodes Rahu and Ketu are the friends, mentors, and foes they meet along the way. In this video, we're going to focus on getting to know the sun. We are all wired for heroism. You know that satisfaction you feel when you've done what you set out to do? That's dopamine in action. Dopamine is our main motivation neurotransmitter. Our body is designed to fire dopamine neurons, which give us a surge of pleasure when we complete a task, both big or small. Human beings are constantly in search for that dopamine hit, so goal-oriented action is addictive. When there's lack of drive and focus, or the inability, perceived or real, to pursue and achieve goals, the body-mind eventually turns to addictive behavior in search for that instant dopamine boost. Addictions produce an unnatural surge of dopamine, which in turn makes the body downregulate dopamine, and the vicious cycle of low dopamine and addiction follows. Also, the relationship between dopamine and testosterone is bidirectional, and low dopamine lowers testosterone, and low testosterone lowers dopamine. The pleasure surge of dopamine we're all looking for should be carefully guarded for true rewards and meaningful activity. So what does all this have to do with the sun? In Vedic astrology, the sun is the main indicator of enthusiasm, motivation, and goal-driven action. In our horoscope, the sun shows the type of energy that sustains us and allows us to stay focused and keep moving forward despite the odds. In Sanskrit, another word for the sun is Shura, which means a hero. In real life, only the rare, evolved sun is a natural-born hero. Most of us will need to learn how to elevate our sun. The sun as the prime motivator means that our life's journey will be greatly influenced by the condition of the sun in the horoscope, which can be weak, prominent, or evolved. Let's begin by looking at an evolved or ideal sun. As described in the ancient and prime textbook on Vedic astrology, honey-yellowed eyed is the sun, square and radiantly pure, of Pitta nature, intelligent, masculine, but with little hair. The golden hue of the sun's eyes signify a spiritual nature, and sweetness of honey symbolizes that evolved masculine energy has intersected with feminine and is gentle. It leads, protects, guards, and takes charge without domination and with empathy and understanding. The sun has a square body, which signifies steadfastness, consistency, reliability, and the ability to stay put. Physiologically, both male and females with a strong sun in the chart will tend towards more square bills and wider shoulders. Strong moon or lunar energy gives curves and a more rounded body. The ancient scripture also states that the sun is Pitta or fiery in nature. Fire is equated with courage, valor, commanding presence, and boldness. A strong Pitta constitution is usually required to take the heat needed to be a hero, lead, and stay the course. Of course, fire can also burn if you get too close. So an evolved sun must also have enough water element to prevent scorching or becoming a tyrant. The scripture also says the sun is radiantly pure or luminous because a well-disposed sun in the horoscope enlightens the personality. It gives intelligence and the ability and courage to take principled action. Finally, the scripture talks about thinning hair. Here you see the overlap of Ayurveda and Vedic astrology. In Ayurveda, thinning hair on the head is one of the symptoms of high Pitta or high fire element in both male and female. Now let's go on to look at the placement of the sun in the horoscope. Like all good heroes and leaders, the sun thrives in houses 9, 10, and 11, which are all transpersonal and focused on leading others and our outward journeys. The moon, on the other hand, thrives on inward journeys that are more personal and private. The sun also prospers in the fire signs of Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, where it is exalted, as these are naturally leading, initiating, and commanding environments which match the sun's nature. The sun loses his vitality in water element houses and signs, especially the 4th and 12th, and the signs of Cancer and Pisces. But here, it has the potential to lead a daring inward journey and make his mark on the world behind the scenes. The sun is debilitated and weakened in Libra because the balance and compromise-seeking Libra takes away the sun's ability to shine as the leader, hero, and take decisive action. Still, a well-disposed debilitated sun here has the potential to give an open-minded, shared power leadership style. The sun conjunct Mars can lose its maturity to Mars's rashness and impulsiveness. He may become too competitive, the need to win superseding the need to lead. The sun loses his confidence when placed under the shadow of Saturn. Saturn is the servant of the zodiac and in awe of authority. He makes the sun second-guess himself and loses assured stride. Sometimes this can also lead to overcompensation and the need to win. But again, if the overall chart is well disposed, this can also make for a humble and duty-bound hero or leader. A close conjunction with Rahu eclipses out the sun's selflessness and makes the sun push forward his personal agenda. If the moon is also afflicted, both emotionally driven action and pride will drive the leader, hero. In Western astrology, the sun is generally seen as a helpful or benefic planet, but in Vedic astrology, the sun is considered a hardship-giving planet. Being a hero or a leader is not a dream come true, but a duty and a responsibility and burden the sun takes voluntarily on. The sun's planetary periods are challenging and require great sacrifices. They usually put you in circumstances where many people are depending and counting on you. An evolved sun thrives under this pressure. For many, the sun may be prominent and powerful, but not yet fully evolved. This will give leadership drive and success, but the sun's dasha or planetary periods can also bring a crisis of self-confidence. These can be seen as karmic efforts to purify the sun and to help the hero transcend any remaining pride and attachment. A tarnished but prominent sun is the one we need to watch out for. It can propel someone to name and fame and produce many admirers and followers. False charisma and pride is one of the hallmarks of a fallen hero. But it can be very alluring to people with their own sun karmic issues, seeking superstardom or special status, as well as a dopamine hit through the leader. When making predictions, we need to be careful assigning black and white, good and bad labels to a planet like the sun. Our current culture values the more outward, magnetic qualities of the sun and tends to overlook the silent, behind-the-scenes strength of the hero. Finally, the sun is the central figure of the zodiac and the dispeller of darkness. He is the universal soul, Atma, that connects us to our higher self. The moon is Jiva, the mental body that connects us to the physical plane of existence. The more evolved the sun, the more anchored we are in unity consciousness. The more evolved the moon, the more anchored we are on the earth plane. When the moon reaches out and intersects with the sun, a true leader, a true hero is born.